Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jen and today I'm here with a very much needed unhaul from my bookshelves. So I've decided to start the new year by unhauling a bunch of books because a lot of these books I picked up in like 2012 and I still haven't read them, and I have absolutely no intention on reading them anymore. I don't feel like reading them anymore, so I'm just gonna unhaul them. Um, we got some nosy cats today. So this is Peanut and this is Butter. They're brother and sister. Um, very nosy. Yeah, that's my face. So a lot of these books have been sitting on my bookshelf since 2012, and I've just lost the interest that I originally had to read them. So I just need to unhaul them, and I'm like a few of them. It was kind of hard to just decide that I'm probably never going to read it, but I might. If you guys let me know, like if you guys tell me that some of these books are really good and I really shouldn't just unhaul them, I might do the try a chapter tag and I might keep a couple of them. I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, I have a huge pile here. I'm like surrounded by books right now and animals, obviously, because when am I not surrounded by animals? We are down to 3 cats now. We rehomed Nugget because he was just completely overweight. This cat was over 20 pounds, and I could not, I was trying to keep him from gaining weight, trying to help him, but he would literally open the cupboard and go dig in the food. So I just sent him somewhere where he's the only cat so that his food intake can be really watched, because I think he likes to eat the other cat's food. So they're all really skinny, and he was just humongous. So yeah, he went to live at my mom's. I'll still see him. My brother's girlfriend loves the crap out of him. Like, she just loves him, and she thinks he's the greatest thing because he is so fat. But yeah, it was just like the best thing for our family, because in addition to like eating all the food of the other cats, he wouldn't come out of the laundry room anymore because he doesn't really like the kids. So he is now somewhere where there is only a small baby that cannot touch him, and he'll be fine. He'll be fine. I haven't heard anything otherwise yet, and he seems to have made himself right at home, so he's fine. Alright, so I am just going to get right into this because there are so many books here that I'm not really going to go over a description. I'm getting rid of them because I've lost interest. So the first one I have here is Wither by Lauren DeStefano. I was really into dystopian fiction. I still like dystopian fiction, but I was really into dystopian fiction in 2012, so I bought a lot of it. So a lot of this is going to be dystopian fiction and books that were popular way back in 2012. Next up is Dragonswood by Janet Lee Carey. I won this one in a giveaway, and I just haven't gotten to it, and I don't know if I ever will. So it sounds interesting. This is one of the ones that's hard to get rid of. It sounds interesting, but I just have too many books. Next up is Possessed by Gretchen McNeil. This one is very shiny. It's a horror book, and I just really don't care about horror that much. Next up is Eat, Pray, Love. This is by Elizabeth Gilbert. This is a nonfiction memoir, and I actually started reading this. I am not sure how far I was in it, but DNF'd. Was really boring, kept falling asleep while reading it. It's gone. Next up, I have The Legends of Shannara, Bearers of the Black Staff by Terry Brooks. This one I picked up because it was $5 at Chapters, and I was collecting the Shannara books, and I have never gotten around to reading them. So I think if I ever end up reading them, it's probably going to be audiobook or ebook. So I'm just going to let this one go for now. Next up is A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness. I really wanted to read this back when it first came out, and I started reading this, and I only got 20 pages in and was really bored, so I guess I'm going to let this one go for now. Stained by Cheryl Rainfield. I don't even know what this one is about. I don't even know where I got this one. So Wolf Spring Chronicles Unleashed by Nancy Holder and Debbie Vigui. I don't know. This is a werewolf one. I do like werewolf books, but like, at least I think it's a werewolf one. It sounds like it's a werewolf one. It takes place in a place called Wolf Springs, so everything about it, the full moon screams werewolf. I feel bad about unhauling it, but I mean, I'm probably never going to read it. So, Black City by Elizabeth Richards. Again, 2012 dystopian Love and Me picked this up because it was really cheap and a dystopian. So, I just don't feel like reading it anymore. Another Shannara book that I picked up. This one is Voyage of the Shannara Isle Witch. I don't know. It's not in the best condition. I'm pretty sure I got this like for $2 or something somewheres. Tommyknockers by Stephen King. This one's mass market paperback, and I don't really care about this book. Like, I have a couple mass market paperbacks by Stephen King that I am keeping, which is Salem Fly and The Stand, but this one I just don't care about, and I don't know what it's about, and I just can't be bothered to read it anymore. So, The Fountainhead by Ayn Rand. At one point in time, I decided that I was going to read this list of 100 best books of all time, and this was on there, and I just can't anymore. This is huge, and Ayn Rand is not a good person. Next up is Confessions of a High School Disaster, Chloe Snow's Diary by Emma Chaston. I did read this one, and I liked it for what it was. It was really crappy, but I think I ended up giving it like a 3 because I like read it in a day because it was just like what I wanted at the time. So I did really enjoy it, and I'll probably read like the next book, but I don't really care to keep this one around because I need bookshelf space, and it wasn't that great anyways. But maybe some like 11, 12-year-old girl will like it. Next up is Crossed and Reached, both by Ali Condi. I already unhauled Mashed, and I don't know why I picked these ones up after I unhauled Mashed. I was going to read them, but I'm just probably never going to get around to reading them. A friend gave these to me for free, so I'm just going to continue passing them on, and hopefully somebody enjoys them. Trial by Fire by Josephine Angelini. I just don't even know what this is about anymore, and I don't know, maybe this one I might look into, might keep it, might try a chapter, see if I like it. I'm just not sure about this one. I don't know. Meant to Be by Lauren Morrill. I really enjoy little contemporaries, so I picked this one up, and I just have never gotten around to it, and it's been on my shelf forever, and I think I've picked it up multiple times to read it, and I've never like really read it, so like that one is just, it's time to go. Dead to You by Lisa McMahon. I'm not sure what this one is about. I think it's like a thriller. So I might keep this one. I've been kind of into thrillers lately. I don't know. I might do this one, try a chapter, but if not, I'm unhauling it. This next one I feel really bad about because it is a signed copy to me, but I've had it since 2012 and haven't gotten around to reading it. And that is Quicksilver by Joy Spraycar. This is, I think I won it in a giveaway, and yeah, it is signed to me. So it is signed to me, so I feel really bad unhauling it, but you know, I'm just not gonna get around to it, so it's like everything I should like. I know this is gonna be like another werewolf one because, you know, wolf right here and moon. It's gotta be a werewolf one, but I just don't feel like reading it, and I don't think I ever will. Next up is Jane by April Lindner. I think this is like a retelling of Jane Eyre, and I just haven't got around to it, and I don't think I ever will, so. Next up is Under the Never Sky by Veronica Rossi. I really wanted to read this one way back in 2012, but I have never gotten to it, so I think I'm just going to pass it on. Hopefully somebody will enjoy it. Weed the People by Bruce Barcott. I've picked this up at, did I pick this up? I think one of my friends picked this up for me when I was at BookCon. At the time, weed was like being legalized in Canada. They're like going through legalization and everything was going on. Now it's legal, and I don't really care about weed in America because I don't live in America and it's legal in my country. Next up is The Breaking Bad 101 Complete Critical Companion. This is an arc that another one that I got at BookCon, and I don't watch Breaking Bad. I've never watched Breaking Bad, and I don't know why I have it. But, you know, I think when you're at BookCon for the first time, you're like, oh my god, everything's free, and you're just like, I'll take one of those. I'll take 10 of those. But yeah. Next thing I have here is like a whole series, and that is Beyonders series by Brandon Mull. These ones are going to stick around in my house because I have 2 sons, and these are middle grade, and they probably will read them. So, kind of unhauling. I'm unhauling them off of my bookshelf, but technically they're still in my house. So I might read them someday. These are not in order right now. But I've heard that they're really good. So I don't know. Like, they'll still be in my house if I decide to read them. Next up is Mystic City by Theo Lawrence, another one that I picked up really cheap back in 2012. You know how it is. The Catastrophic History of You and Me by Jess Rothenberg. I really wanted to read this one, and I don't know, I just never got around to it, so I'm just going to unhaul it because I don't think I'll ever get around to it. Next up is The Replacement by Brenna Yovanov. This one is, I think, it's another horror one, and it has to do with elves. It's very shiny, but it's like just about changeling. I think it's a changeling book, and I just, I don't know if I want to keep it. Maybe this one is a good one for the try chapter tag and to read around Halloween, but I don't know. Next one is PH, a novel by Nancy Lord. I picked this one up at BookCon as well. Actually, my friends grabbed this one for me. And when I first got this, I thought it sounded really interesting because it is like, has to do with like a marine biologist, and I do really like biology, and I thought I would keep it because it's like a thriller or whatever, I think. I don't know. I don't really know what it's about, but it sounded interesting at the time, and now I don't think I'll ever get around to reading it, unfortunately. Next up is Override by Heather Anastasiou. I read the first book in this series, which was Glitch, and I really enjoyed it, and I just haven't got around to this one, and I keep trying to start it, but I just don't think it's my taste anymore. I don't know. Next up is No Good Deed by Goldie Moldavsky. I read this one over the summer, so this is like the other book here that I've read, and I just didn't care for it, and hopefully someone else will enjoy it. The next 2 here are Delirium and Delirium Stories by Lauren Oliver. I think I read Delirium on audiobook at one point, and I just don't care about this one, so I don't care to continue the series, and I'm just getting rid of them. And the next one is another book that I feel really bad about unhauling it, and I'm not sure if I want to unhaul it completely, and that is Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. I know this one is very loved on BookTube and is supposedly very good, and it is fantasy, and these are all things that I like, but I don't know if I'm ever going to pick it up, is the problem. So maybe I'll try this one for the try chapter tag. I don't know. If not, I'm unhauling it. So hopefully I will enjoy like the first chapter of this, but if not, it's going, and it really sucks because like I love this cover of this book and I love how it sounds, but I just don't think I'm ever going to get around to it, and I have a million books on my shelves. Like I still, like, even after unhauling all of these, this is the last one, but even after unhauling all these, I still have 180 unread books on my bookshelf, which is absolutely ridiculous. And yeah, like how am I ever going to read that? I'm not. So it's a new year. I needed to cut down on some of the books on my shelf, and hopefully it will help, and I will be able to make some progress, and there's lots of room for new books now. Not that though I do want to like try and like limit my books in the new year, but I don't know how that's going to go, because I like buying books. So yeah. But yeah, that's my unhaul. Let me know down below if you think there's any of these that I really should keep and give a read, and I will check out the first chapter of them and see if it's something I want to keep. So if you like this video, give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!